Welcome back to the Big Law Business Report, where big law meets big business. I'm your host, Brian Brown. We're continuing our conversation today with Darrell Mottley, intellectual property attorney. We're talking about the Internet of Things. So we're expanding on this, the premise of I'm a manufacturer, I make these insoles, and obviously it's a wearable device. And so I'm finding out where Darrell Mottley comes into the equation with me.
Right.
When do I pick up the phone and call Darrell Mottley and say, hey, Darrell, I've got this great idea. Or, hey, Darrell, I've already had this idea. When do I bring Darrell Mottley in? And Darrell, what are you going to do for me?
Well, if you're got the great idea and just starting,
I'm brilliant,
starting out,
I
know that, Brian. I know that. But let's say if you're just starting out the idea, you give us a call even early on, because when we do these type of patent protection, we don't even need a working prototype before we even have the idea.
Okay.
As long as the idea can work, we think it can work properly, then do it early on to protect that thought. Because if you are the initially starting out, you may need to talk to investors potentially. And maybe you have lots of funds already.
Sure.
But you want to have that IP in. Sometimes banks want to make sure that if they're going to loan funds to a company or investors, they won't see what patents you have, and sometimes those patents are actually, or patent applications are actually fundable items that you can get financing on.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. So my question is around, again, using a wearable device. So, but my wearable device, my insoles, interface with lots of other devices. Right. So how do I protect, where does my intellectual property begin? Where does it end? How does it interface with, or how does it impact someone else's intellectual property? Do I need to be concerned when somebody comes along and says, oh, we were thinking about that as well? How does that work?
Sometimes we need to be concerned, and the interface of other patents, other properties, are sometimes blocking patents that might stop your company from getting patents. There's sometimes patents that may block your company, potentially, the product. So we need to take a look and search the marketplace in the U.S. You also need to look at, am I global? I'm going to go global. Am I going to go, there's NAFTA out there. We'll see what happens in Mexico, Canada.
Sure, well, that's
local,
fine.
But all
I'm a
those
business
areas.
person. I'm not going to concern myself with that. I'm moving forward, and whatever happens is going to happen.
Right, exactly. So on that aspect, you want to consider where your markets are, and then we want to consider maybe putting patent protection early on in different markets.
Right, exactly.
And to place them in, so that it takes, sometimes in Europe, 7 to 8 years before a patent.
Wow.
Just to get it reviewed before you file. So you want to do maybe early on while you're there.
Yeah, that's probably true. So, or I may want to consider maybe just staying domestically in the beginning.
That's absolutely, you
to make sure that, because again, technology is moving at the speed of light, if not faster. And
that's true.
And I feel pretty confident that the Internet of Things is only going to expand as we see one's ability to be able to control their thermostat remotely, what's going on in the refrigerator. I mean, it's happening now. Being able to lock or unlock doors. So obviously there is a lot of intellectual property that goes into every aspect of the Internet of Things. And I think based on our conversation, as an investor, as an inventor, trying to get Darrell Mottley involved earlier, sooner than later, would probably be sound advice.
Always better to get earlier on with these issues.
Well, a pound of prevention, right, or an ounce of prevention, is always a great idea. Well, Darrell, as always, I appreciate you joining me on the show. You never run out of fascinating things for us to discuss. And you know what I always say, I never ask my guests to come back. I always tell them, and I'm pretty confident we'll have you back on the show again.
Thank you, Brian.
Darrell, thank you so much for your time. We'll be right back on the Big Law Business Report.